The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. Coming up on today's show, most adults know that milk comes from a cow. Unfortunately, many children today think it comes from a grocery store. But a group of young farmers is taking kids back to the farm to show them where their food really comes from. Chilton County is famous for its peaches and the Gulf Coast for its Satsuma oranges. But there's a new fruit that's taken root in Alabama, and it has great benefits, both for those that grow it and those that eat it. Plus, Sidney Phelps of Bonnie Plants has been picking peppers from the garden, and he's in the kitchen preparing a dish that takes sweet snacking peppers for a flavor twist.
But up first, a man who's keeping the Old West alive. Meet Alabama's version of Buffalo Bill up next on Simply Southern.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
Carl and Jan were camping with their family.
Hey, sweetie, do you mind if I get your wallet? I'm going to run down and get some hot dogs for dinner.
You know we're going to catch dinner, right?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Jan lost his wallet at the store. There was no ID in it, but the guy who found it found my business card and called me. I liked saving them money, but I loved helping them save their vacation. It was a good call.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Tartar sauce, hon?
Yes! Yes! In 1883, the famous Buffalo Bill Cody started the first Wild West show, and it lasted for about 30 years. Today, a Montgomery couple is keeping that tradition alive with their version of the show that includes whip cracking, trick roping, and a little cowboy poetry. You really have to like a guy to let him crack a bullwhip inches from your face. And Bruce Brannon is an easy guy to like. This retired school teacher is a bit of a Renaissance man, a talented illustrator, painter, and poet. But true to his big white hat, Bruce is a cowboy at heart.
I saw my first rodeo. It was the first rodeo they had at the Coliseum. And I was 10 years old. But I was bit by the bug a long time before then. You know, I'd been watching Gene Autry and Roy Rogers and stuff before then. But that was the first time that I ever saw anybody rope something for real, in real life, you know. And I saw somebody rope a cat, and I was right forever. Bruce and his wife Vernell performed their Wild West show throughout the Southeast. Popularized by Western legend Buffalo Bill Cody in the late 19th century, these traveling shows were popular with children growing up in the heyday of TV Westerns. But for modern audiences, Bruce is something of a novelty. I find myself now in a role as an ambassador for cowboys to people that would probably never see a cowboy otherwise. Recently, this cowboy and his lovely assistant have set aside their spurs for books, hoping their images of the Old West will encourage young minds to read. We got into doing summer reading programs at libraries, and it has just grown into just this wonderful experience for us. And we go all over the Southeast, and and we do the themes. Every year they have a theme. They have a different theme for the library, and so we kind of come up with a program that has it goes along with the theme that year for the library summer reading programs. And we have a kid come up and they'll pick one of these heroes they want to hear a story about, and I'll tell them the story of this particular guy because they've never heard of any of these people. You know, they know zombies and aliens, you know, but they don't know anything about cowboys. I'm always amazed by the response that I get from kids, and I think, gosh, why haven't these kids been exposed to something like this before? And so I guess it's up to me to do it.
The Brennan Show is a dazzling display of everything from fancy roping to trick shooting. And this week, for the sake of our delightful Simply Southern audience, the role of the lovely assistant will be temporarily occupied by yours truly.
Be brave. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Bruce, better stop there, Bruce.
Bruce and Vernell perform at conventions, festivals, schools, and other events. For more information, you can check out their website at 2branchwildwestshow.com.
Jim, I'm just glad that after that, no scars on your nose, everything's intact.
Where was this guy years ago when I was trying to quit smoking?
Yeah, that definitely would have been some motivation for you.
Later on Simply Southern, we'll tell you about a new fruit that's being developed and grown right here in Alabama.
But next, a group of young farmers is teaching children an important lesson that is often overlooked by parents: where their food comes from.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
Alabama wheat and feed grain farmers grow food, fuel, and freedom. Their harvest helps feed Alabama's multi-million-dollar livestock, catfish, and poultry industries, while reducing America's dependence on foreign countries for energy and food. By combining their strength with farmers of other commodities, feed grain growers are fueling the economic growth of Alabama communities.
Kids today seem to think they're experts at everything. You won't find too many children intimidated by the ever-changing flood of technological gadgets. But simple things, like where a gallon of milk comes from, tend to be a mystery. This week, Samantha Carpenter checks out a program in Blount County that is introducing young students to the importance of agriculture.
There was a time not so long ago that life on the farm was just another day of the week for children growing up in Blount County. Although agriculture remains a vital component of Alabama's economy, for many children today, times have changed.
A lot of these kids, they've never seen a cow up close, a horse, a chicken, you name it. A lot of them just haven't seen it.
Seeking to bridge this gap, local educators in Blount County came together with the agricultural community to organize Kids Day on the Farm, an annual event now in its 16th year.
We have all the second graders in the county. There's 9 schools, and there's about 800 to 900 kids come through here.
Even though farming is such a large part of Alabama, many kids don't know where their food and clothes come from. Farm Day gives them a first-hand experience.
I saw the cow, I saw the horse, the pony. I think I saw bulls.
We have the petting zoo for them, so they actually get to pet some of the animals. And then we have the row crop set up, so they get to see cotton, peanuts, and soybeans. Get to see what the plants actually look like in the field growing.
A diverse spread of exhibits showcasing the state's agricultural richness introduce young minds to not only the livestock and commodities produced in Alabama, but also provides interactive educational opportunities on subjects such as soil and water conservation.
Sometimes just seeing a picture is not quite as exciting as looking at the real thing, so they like to see the real things, and I think they really enjoy it, and we really appreciate everybody that puts some effort into this, because it's a lot of hard work to get this together for our children.
Over 20 sponsors from a variety of agricultural, civic, and educational organizations come together to put on the event, but it's an investment they feel is well worth the effort.
I think it's really important for the kids to see and know where their food and clothes come from, because other than them going to the grocery store and being like, oh yeah, milk comes from the grocery store, no, it comes from the cow first, and then it goes to the grocery store.
I grew up on a farm, and my husband and I both have a farm, a poultry farm and cattle farm, and so a lot of students actually do not get this experience, so this is why it's very good for them to be able to come.
It's an enjoyable learning experience for these children, opening a window on how farming directly touches each of their lives.
They made candles out of bees and out of bees wax.
I get so tickled at kids saying, oh yeah, I have cotton here in my hand. I'm like, no, that's wool from a sheep. You know, cotton comes from the plant down here, you know. So they get to see that. I've had one kid tell me that, oh, there's cottonseed oil in crackers, and they'll say, oh, well, that's why crackers are so dry.
You may not find today's children up with the chickens tending the cows, but it may never be more important to educate today's young minds how vital our agricultural inheritance is to our future.
Somebody's got to feed somebody in years to come, and these are our leaders, so they're going to need to understand those things too.
For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
Teachers tell us their students look forward to this event every year, and while they love petting the animals, their kids also enjoy seeing some of the crops that they've studied about in class.
You know, being in class is one thing, but being there and seeing and touching and smelling, that's totally different.
It really is different, especially the smelling part. After the break, Kevin Worthington will be here to tell us about a new delicious and nutritious fruit that was developed and is now being grown right here in Alabama. Stay with us, there's more Simply Southern ahead.
For nearly 50 years, the electric cooperatives of Alabama have been giving young people an opportunity to visit our nation's capital, where they learn about the value of electric cooperatives and the importance of grassroots advocacy. Top students join with thousands of others touring monuments, landmarks, and meeting with their congressional delegation. The Rural Electric Youth Tour program. Just one more way the electric cooperatives of Alabama are investing in the future of our state.
Brought to you by the Alabama Beef Checkoff Program. Fire up the grills. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Support healthy food from local farmers by purchasing a Farming Feeds Alabama license plate. The tag funds education and promotion efforts, including Ag in the Classroom, agricultural scholarships, and youth programs. Get your Ag tag today.
Alabama soybean farmers help fuel the state's economy. Soybeans are used to make clean, renewable biodiesel and are a key ingredient in feed for poultry, catfish, and livestock. Soybeans are used in dozens of products we use every day. But best of all, soybean farmers generate $258 million and more than 4,000 jobs for Alabama's economy, all while helping conserve our natural resources. Explore the power of soy.
If you look around your kitchen, you'll probably find bananas, apples, maybe some grapes. It's probably less likely that you could put your hands on a kiwi. But if one farmer has his way, everybody will soon be buying a variety that was developed right here in Alabama. Kevin Worthington tells us about it.
Many Americans are unfamiliar with the egg-sized kiwi fruit, but in other parts of the world, such as China, New Zealand, and Chile, they're almost considered a delicacy.
They originated in China, and then in the 1930s, they were taken to New Zealand, and there the industry really developed. And now you have New Zealand, Italy, Chile are the main producers along with China. And we think that the Southeast being the same latitude, same environmental conditions of where this plant originated, that they will do great here.
Dr. Dozier and other researchers have tried this once before. About 35 years ago, kiwi fruit was introduced as a potential new crop in the Southeast, but the varieties they planted wouldn't produce fruit.
This venture failed because we did not receive enough chilling for the varieties that they sold and gave to the farmers. So we started working with about 85 to determine what was the problem and why we were having difficulty getting the vines to fruit. And so in the meantime, we've developed and came up with 3 good varieties for central Alabama.
Unlike most of the kiwi fruit on the market today, which have a green flesh, these varieties have a golden color on the inside. And experts say the time is right for this industry to take off.
The kiwi fruit industry is really screaming out for gold kiwi fruit. Where I came from in New Zealand, saw a bacteria called PSA wipe out the entire the gold kiwi fruit industry in 18 months. Now this bacteria has wiped out areas of production in Italy, Chile, New Zealand, China, Korea, and so it has actually created a huge deficit in the supply chain for gold kiwi fruit. And where gold kiwi fruit was very sought after in some of the Asian and European markets, there is a huge supply and demand shift now where they are looking for fruit and the supply just isn't there.
Dr. Dozier says the initial investment to grow kiwi fruit is fairly high because of building the trellises and other equipment. But he says the return on that investment should make it quite profitable. Right now, Macon County farmer Wayne Bassett is the only commercial grower in the state. But he says the taste is what told him this was a good investment.
We were working with the Chinese chestnuts with Auburn University, and we were visiting the Chilton County research to check the trees in the chestnut project. And it was in the fall of the year, and they were harvesting the kiwi fruit. Well, Mr. Jim Pitts had a basket of these kiwi fruit in the back of his truck, and he said, "Here, Wayne, try one." And it was an AU Golden Dragon. And as we cut that thing open and I popped a little bit into my mouth, I said, "Forget these Chinese chestnut, I want to be a part of this project," because they tasted so good.
Those involved with the project say it's a huge opportunity for Alabama. Creating a new industry here could produce new jobs for the state and may open people's minds to other opportunities they've never before considered.
I think ultimately it's just interesting to me that if you think outside the square, Alabama and the soils and the rainfall that we get and the beautiful growing conditions we have during the summer are probably conducive to growing a lot of different commodities if you're willing to sort of break the mold of the conventional farming. And I think kiwi fruit's just one of them.
For Simply Southern, I'm Kevin Worthington.
You can find information on different varieties as well as other important considerations on the farm's website. That's available at growaukiwi.info.
You know, Mary, for the longest time I didn't know you were supposed to peel kiwi, so I developed a taste for kiwi fur.
Oh my, so you like fuzzy fruit?
I do.
Okay. Well, up next, Sydney Phelps with Bonnie Plants is going to be in the kitchen. Now, he doesn't have any fuzzy fruit, but he is going to give us a new take on onion rings, pepper rings.
This seems unbelievable, but I promise it's true.
What's with the buzzing? Oh, that's a raven. That's a good omen. He knows we're coming back with dinner.
Well, that bird had a bunch of friends. And when Scott got back to the camper...
Oh, that was a bust! What? Scott! Wait, what did you do? It's raining inside.
His new camper was a total loss, but his Alpha policy covered it.
It's that bird.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Making sure you're covered?
Good call.
What one thing can you say about your local quality co-op store? You can trust us. You get what you need for your farm, for your lawn and garden, and the safest products for your pets. We're locally owned and operated, and you can trust that we care about our community and the people in it. So if you're a raised bed gardener, a rose gardener, or if you farm hundreds of acres, the Quality Co-op Store has exactly what you need to get the job done. All this plus friendly, knowledgeable advice. Your Quality Co-op Store. There's one near you.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey folks, Sydney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Today we're back in the kitchen and we're going to do a new take on an old favorite. Everybody loves onion rings. Onion rings go great with any type of dish during the summer. There's nothing better than that sweet taste of an onion fried up in hot oil. Well, you can do the same thing with peppers, and luckily for us, we've got the snacking peppers. Now these are the lunchbox snacking peppers that we have at Bonnie. They're real small, real sweet, and they go great for just anything that you want to do small. So we thought, why not cut them up real thin, fry them up, and like an onion ring, we'll have pepper rings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the pepper, and just set it here. We wanna slice it real thin, as you can see. And once we get that together, just gonna take that, we've got some already done here. We're gonna throw them in this bowl. Now, we've got our mix here. The mix is a half cup of all-purpose flour, a half cup of water, some salt and pepper to taste, and 1 egg that was lightly beaten. So we've got everything here in front of it. But basically, what we want to do is, we've got our oil here at 340 degrees. While that's getting up to temperature, we're going to get these babies battered up and ready to fry. So we're just going to take these pepper rings, just get a small bit. You want to get them down in there real good and let them just kind of soak up and get everything on there. So get all these in here and let them sit for a minute. And you can do this with jalapenos, you can do it with bell peppers, all the sizes that you want. These are going to be real small and tiny, but you can go to the bigger varieties if that's something that you like. So we're going to get those in there, let them get a good bit of batter around them. All right. Now from there, we're just going to ease them right in to our basket here. This isn't going to be a real heavy batter. It's going to be a real light batter for the most part. So we want to get that in here. We're going to gently open up our fryer here. All right. And basically just going to stay this in here for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now be careful when you're dealing with hot oil. You hear that sizzle. I'll close this fryer top. And we're going to ease these on down in there. So while that's going, that's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll get those pulled out here in just a few minutes. Okay, our pepper rings are just about done, so we're going to ease this up. Let them kind of drain off that oil. While we're doing that, we want to turn the oil down. Anytime you're dealing with hot oil, it's dangerous if you're not careful with what's going on. But we're going to easily open this up. Oh yeah, those look great. So we're going to take this off, shake off any of the excess oil. I've got a stainless steel bowl here. We're just going to dump these in. All right. Let's see, some of them are being pesky, so we can fix that. Nothing that a wooden spoon. You don't want to use rubber in an incident like this because it will melt. So you want to get that in there. All right, got all of those out. Just set your rack back there to keep cooling. And basically from this point on, we're going to salt and pepper to taste. So we're going to get a little bit of regular black pepper, some sea salt, sprinkle those around, and just lay them out here, as you can see. And this is a sweet treat that anybody's going to like. So if you like onion rings, you're definitely going to enjoy pepper rings. You can try those out anytime. Got a great flavor. For more recipes like this, check out bonnieplants.com or the mobile app Homegrown with Bonnie Plant.
You know, anything that's battered and deep fried is going to be good.
Oh yes, in the South we love to do that, especially our vegetables. If you'd like more recipes that you can make from what you're growing in your backyard, visit bonnieplants.com. You can also find out more about the stories we featured today by visiting their individual websites.
To have your very own Wild West show at your house or special event, visit Bruce Brennan's website at 2branchwildwestshow.com.
For more information on teaching children about the importance of agriculture, like they're doing in Blount County, visit alabamaaitc.org. Information on the new kiwi fruit varieties developed at Auburn is available at growaukiwi.info.
And be sure to like our Simply Southern Facebook page for details on stories we're working on, as well as links to shows you may have missed.
And you can visit our website at simplysouthern.tv.net. Well, Alabama farmers produce a lot of different things, and next week we're actually heading to a farm that produces fishing bait.
You mean?
Oh yes, I mean worms.
Oh, you know, I'm full grown and I still don't like putting those things on a hook.
Really? Well, you'll get your fill of them next week.
Thanks for watching this episode of Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. We hope you'll join us again next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.